Greetings and welcome. This is Rajiv Makni on the Cell Guru Show, and today we've got a wow show. We'll start off with wow number one, the OnePlus 11R. This was launched alongside the OnePlus 11 and I'm declaring it right now for you. It's the best phone under 40,000 rupees, and I'll tell you why on the show. Then we'll move on to our Qualcomm segment where we meet Amit Pandey, who specializes in astrophotography. Yes, he uses the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra for astrophotography. He's been doing it for 9 years now. Then another review, the Poco X5 Pro, brand new phone from Poco. Great stuff on this phone. Snapdragon 778G is the chipset. Nice lightweight phone, nice primary camera also, 108 megapixel, good large battery, 67 watt sonic charging. But at this price point now, the competition seems to have caught up. So we'll see if this one really does well. That and a whole lot more on the Cell Guru Show. Of course, we'll get started with all the news coming in from the world of mobiles.
Oppo has launched its flagship smartphone series, the Find X6 series, in China. The phone sports an exciting new triple camera system which houses a 1-inch sensor for the wide camera, a groundbreaking periscope telephoto camera, and a high-quality ultra-wide camera, in a bid to move past the main camera system to an all-new 3-main camera system. Nothing has come out with the all-new Nothing Ear 2, a set of true wireless earbuds. The new buds boast of high-res audio certification, LHDC 5.0 technology, and active noise cancellation. Nothing has focused on personalization, allowing users to create their personal sound profile on the Nothing X app. The buds will go on sale in India on the 28th of March at a price of 9,999.
Our top story today is the OnePlus 11R. Design is almost identical to the OnePlus 11, and that's where the rest of the similarity also continues. So, beautiful display, 6.7-inch AMOLED display, Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. The screen is really bright, 1450 nits, and the primary camera, fantastic. Lots of other great features, and it's priced under 40,000 rupees.
OnePlus in its golden era was known for phones that delivered peak performance and a price point that put its competitors to shame. Recently, things haven't been going as well as they were, with the OnePlus flagship phones getting more expensive and failing to wow consumers. Enter the OnePlus 11 series, packed with features, hardware and promise at a competitive price point. Let's see what the 11R is capable of. The first thing that comes to attention is that the design of the OnePlus 11R is identical to the more premium OnePlus 11, apart from the position of the front camera. The phone looks and feels quite premium. The back is made of glass which has a shiny finish to it. The back doesn't attract dust and fingerprints but doesn't offer much grip either. The display is a curved glass which feels really good to hold. What's good to see is the OnePlus trademark alert slider. The phone also features a OnePlus First IR blaster coupled with an IR remote app, which even the more premium OnePlus 11 doesn't have. The display is a 6.7-inch AMOLED display, which has a 120Hz adaptive refresh rate. With 1450 nits of peak brightness, the display is clear even under direct sunlight. The HDR10 Plus support and a stereo speaker setup, which is nice and loud, makes for a great device to consume content. Which brings us to the more than capable Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, which can handle whatever you throw at it. The RAM management is impressive as we face no issue shuffling between multiple apps. Kudos to OnePlus for bringing this powerful chipset to this phone. Other phones that use the same processor cost a whole lot more than the 11R. We had no problems running games such as Genshin, Impact and Asphalt, except for slight heating after an hour or so of usage. The 5000 mAh battery powers the phone for a fairly long time and should easily be able to last you the day even with heavy usage. The phone does miss out on wireless charging, which would have been nice to have, but the 100-watt SuperVOOC charging can juice your phone from 0 to 100 in under 30 minutes. Now that's some speed. The phone has a triple camera setup. The 50-megapixel primary camera is the same sensor as the OnePlus 11. There is also an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 2-megapixel macro camera. The 50-megapixel primary camera does a stellar job at capturing details. There is no over-sharpening in the images, the colors are natural and in daylight, there isn't much to complain about. The portrait mode produces good results and the separation between the foreground and the background doesn't look too artificial. The ultra-wide camera leaves a lot to be desired. The pictures are a little soft and the colors aren't consistent with the primary camera and lacks contrast. The difference in performance between the primary camera and the secondary cameras is a shame, but this is made up for in the OnePlus 11, which at the end of the day is the more premium phone. The phone comes with Oxygen 13 based on Android 13. The OS is quite similar to ColorOS. The phone comes with 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates, which is great to see. To sum it up, OnePlus has done a great job with this phone right from the build quality, performance, the long battery life paired with the super fast charging and a pleasing primary camera. With price starting at Rs 39,999, the OnePlus 11R punches above its weight class and is bound to be widely appreciated by consumers. It is safe to say that OnePlus is back.
Let's move on now to our famous Qualcomm segment, and we meet Amit Pandey, who does astrophotography. Now, he started photography at the age of 15, and he works in the camera R&D team for Samsung and uses the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra for astrophotography, and he believes that smartphones are a very powerful way to capture the night sky and take astrophotography to the next level. There is no doubt that mobile phones have changed over the last couple of years, and how. I've been saying this now for such a long time. Because of technological advancements, smartphones have helped us absolutely and totally change our lives. When the first camera phone was introduced in the early 2000s, nobody thought this technology would evolve to the point that smartphone cameras would slowly compete with high-end cameras. It's happening now. Smartphones have become such an inseparable part of our lives. What can we do without them? Now, with the rise of smartphones, many amateurs are now dabbling with their hands at photography. A hobby that was considered expensive is now available at everyone's fingertips. Smartphone photography has firmly secured its place as a medium of photography right at the top now in the 21st century. In this series, we've introduced you to different smartphone photographers, a landscape photographer, a macro photographer. This time, I'm introducing you to Amit Pandey. Who is he? He is an astrophotographer. What is astrophotography? Simply put, astrophotography is the art of shooting astronomical or celestial objects. Amit has been an avid photographer since he was a kid. He's worked with Nat Geo, Discovery, Fox Life. His love for photography and cameras led him to join the camera R&D team at Samsung Research Institute, Bangalore. He's part of the team behind the wonderful Samsung Galaxy cameras. We met Amit to know more about how he got into astrophotography.
It might be niche, but there is nothing quite like astrophotography. You might have spent an entire lifetime snapping happy moments, landscapes, but night sky is truly an inspiration for everyone. And did you know that you can click stunning photographs of the night sky by just the use of a smartphone? You don't need DSLRs or high-end cameras. All you need is a smartphone.
For Amit, it's literally capturing galaxy on a galaxy. Who spends hours looking at outer space and cherishing its beauty by capturing out-of-the-world pictures of the night sky.
With just the use of his Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra.
The Aurora Borealis, popularly known as the Northern Lights, drew him closer to astrophotography as a hobby, and now he's into a full-time job with Samsung in the research and development department to ensure the giant stays ahead of the curve. The majesty of the night skies and beautiful landscapes became Amit's canvas, who has been into astrophotography for over 9 years now.
So I was traveling, I was backpacking across Europe, and at that point in time, I happened to be in Iceland. During one of the instance, I had, first instance, I saw Aurora, which is also called as Northern Lights, and I was quite surprised that something like this exists. My interest towards the astro imaging or nightography completely developed because of that particular moment. If I have to point that one instance back in my life or career. And since then, I have never seen down. I have been looking above and all to the stars. I have been capturing since that moment, deep sky, different configuration of planets.
Amit's story is a typical example of an IIT-IIM graduate turned photographer. After he found his calling in astrophotography during his trip with his friends to Iceland, he decided to pursue a full-time course in advanced photojournalism in France and certification and training courses in the US, which added heft to his portfolio. What followed next was opportunities for him in Europe, where he worked with brands like Nat Geo, Fashion TV, Discovery, Fox Life, and the Milan Fashion Week. He got his first camera at the age of 15, and since then there has been no looking back. From fashion, wildlife, and now the astrophotography, which is a niche segment.
You always have to be very sure about what we are going to capture. You have to know the planetary position. So you need to see how, you have to plan your day before. That what time you can capture the night. You just can't go out and capture the night. You have to check the weather conditions on that day, if there are lightning issues around. There's also called a light pollution when we speak about astrography. Light pollution gives your image not up to the mark when you're talking about astrophotography. But if you take these things, these things are taken well care, such as no lights in surrounding, clear skies, and you have a stable tripod where you can put your camera. I think you are all set to go for a great astrophotography session.
For Amit, photography and astrophotography is about a story through images. In fact, the long exposure star trails are sometimes taken by him, maybe while he's sleeping nearby a tent. In fact, the astro mode that he uses enhances the images as far as the night sky is concerned.
Amit's use of a smartphone has helped him understand framing of shots and good compositions, which throws up images that are surreal and dramatic.
I feel that it's very incredible because lenses and DSLRs, their technology are changing every day, and we have to always carry heavy, bulky subjects and objects around with us. That's not a right thing to do. Especially when you're traveling alone or you're traveling backpacking to a very barren land or close to a glacier. So you always need to be as compact, be light, and carry things which has more features in just a box. And that's where the smartphone comes into the existence.
Stars can pose a more challenging target for many camera phones, as they simply lack the brightness to register properly. And Amit believes that Samsung's S series have been the only one able to do the job of producing high-resolution pictures. The need to create high-resolution pictures and videos have driven smartphone makers and have forced them to go the extra mile, having pushed things further to improve components like image signal processors and camera sensors, which include low light modes like night panoramas, night portraits, and light painting.
Our latest chipset, which is Qualcomm 8 Gen 2, NPU has been 51% higher than the previous predecessor. And I personally feel that NPU's performance directly impacts, is related to the camera, and it has improved a lot. So the people who are planning pro photography or a computational photography, it's really good for them. It adds a lot of value to the entire imaging, processing, and quick storage.
Since astrophotography is in a league of its own, Samsung's latest innovation has been a boon to many who take up astrophotography either as a hobby or as a profession.
One of the amazing instances which I had is I went for a backpacking tour, and to myself, for everyone's surprise, that backpacking tour was in Pakistan. Yeah, so I was going through a very remote location near Islamabad, And that was the time when, I happened to take one of the best images, and I did a shoot over there over a period of like 3.5 hours, multiple astrolabs and astrophotography, with a group of photographers from around the world. So I believe that's one of my best shots.
Adopting an ethereal approach to his astrophotography, his night sky photographs are full of mystery and yet alluring to the eyes, capturing the majesty of the night skies and the beautiful landscapes. In Bengaluru with Kumar, Shrija for NDTV.
An astrophotographer, who would have thought? Amit, this is some very, very serious skills. Amit, welcome to the show. It's a big, big pleasure. Now, my first question obviously is, what are the features of the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra that actually helps you with astrophotography?
With astro imaging, the only one thing I need is the Expert Raw app. Expert Raw app in Samsung has a built-in astro mode, and I also have this great feature called Astro Guide. Astro Guide helps me to locate different spatial position of planets, deep sky objects, and patterns of stars. And once I locate them through Astro Guide, I can easily switch to astro mode and take pictures based on the frame which I like. So I believe that Expert Raw has all those things which I need for a great astro image.
Great, Amit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rajiv.
Snapdragon is calling all you Cell Guru fans to join their global community called Snapdragon Insiders. This gives you access to the latest scoop on Snapdragon tech, a chance to connect with the experts behind the scenes, premium experiences, exclusive contests, and so much more. Now, I'm a Snapdragon Insider. You can become one too by simply following Snapdragon on their Twitter and Instagram account. Also, give yourself a big chance to win a OnePlus smartphone. Simply participate in the NDTV Snapdragon contest at ndtv.com/unleash your dreams. Let's take a quick break right now on the Cell Guru Show. When we come back, lots more. Now let's move on to our next review. This is the Poco X5 Pro, a brand new phone that Poco's just taken out. Good configuration and specs, huh? Snapdragon 778G is the processor, 6.67-inch AMOLED display, 108 megapixel is the main primary camera, and a good camera again. Nice sonic charging, as Poco calls it, which is fast charging, 67 watts and 7 bands of 5G. It's priced at about 22,999. Now at this price point, the competition has a lot to offer. Let's see how Poco fares.
Poco has made a name for itself by making bang-for-buck phones in the mid-range segment, which are especially adored by the gaming community. Poco has now launched the X5 Pro, which aims to carry on the brand's legacy. Packed with features for all kinds of users and a powerful new chipset, let's check out the Poco X5 Pro and see if it has what it takes to disrupt the mid-range segment. Poco has made the decision to drop the back glass and go with a plastic build instead. While this does reduce the premium feel, there has been a drastic drop in weight, now weighing only 181 grams. It provides an improved grip. The back glass was also notoriously easy to smash, so in a way, the plastic back is a good decision. The body is completely flat and is comfortable to hold, and the camera panel is a large block as seen in previous models of the phone. It sports a tall 6.7-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display. The bezels are thin and the lack of a chin makes it quite pleasing to look at. The Poco X5 supports HDR10+ and Dolby Vision, which the Netflix app makes use of. The screen is vibrant and the colors look great. The 10-bit display, along with the stereo speakers, make this a good phone to binge away and bide your time scrolling through apps. The unit has a peak brightness of 900 nits, which settles in as average at best. The screen also has 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, which compatible games can use, but the phone adjusts the refresh rate based on the activity. The biggest upgrade the phone has seen has been its performance, thanks to the trusty Snapdragon 778G, which makes for a great gaming experience. We played Asphalt 9 on maxed out settings and faced no issues with frame drops or stutter. The phone does heat up a little under intense gaming for a long period though. Overall, the performance of the phone will bring the fight to pricier phones such as the Redmi Note 12 Plus. The 5000 mAh battery is more than enough to last you the day. We were surprised to see how long the battery lasted. The X5 Pro features a triple camera setup, a 108MP primary camera, 8MP secondary camera and a 2MP macro camera. The primary camera uses a Samsung sensor which does what it's supposed to quite well. The colors are natural and not oversaturated. The ultra-wide camera, as is the case with most budget phones these days, is generally soft but produces decent color and dynamic range. The macro camera performance is poor and is best avoided. The 16MP selfie camera produces average results and the portrait mode blurs the background unnaturally, giving it a gimmicky feel. The phone ships with 7 5G bands, missing out on one important band, and is run by the MIUI 14 based on Android 12. This is a major disappointment as the phone only supports 2 Android updates and Android 14 is around the corner, so users will soon feel left behind. Priced starting from Rs 22,999, the Poco X5 Pro is a well-rounded phone with a great display, battery and performance and can definitely be considered if you're looking for a phone in this segment.
That then is our Cell Guru show for this week. As always, great stuff coming in, and it's coming in every single week. See you next week.